And gentlemen, this is our video about the Gale Opposing Viewpoints database, a research tool that will be super helpful for your persuasive research essay. In fact, it was built for college essays of this type over social contemporary topics of various kinds. I'm starting out by going to the USD 232 Destiny page, so destiny.usd232.org, and I'm going to go to the DeSoto High School Library website, which you can go to right here. Then the third bullet point on the left, Gale Opposing Viewpoints, the Opposing Viewpoints database. You could see the password is Wildcats. This is going to get you in. Now I've already signed in, so it's not going to give me the password screen again. But here is the Opposing Viewpoints database. And it is basically built with topic clusters that gather all the different types of resources for a topic onto one clean, easy to use web page. Now, you can do a search and just find a bunch of articles, and if your topic doesn't end up being listed, that's what you would do. This front page is not as useful because it's basically talking about things that are right in the news right now, and it doesn't cover everything. Instead, at the top here, you want to go over to Browse Issues. And if you click on this light bulb and go to Browse Issues, then you're going to see every single topic cluster they've made, from abortion to death penalty to food safety, and on and on and on and on and on. And there are just tons of topics here. And what I've done with my topic list is I have 44 topic clusters, but with all of the subtopics, there are over 90 topics for you to choose from. And they match up with various topics in here. Now, there are some topics that will not fit our assignment very well, but there are also some that just didn't make the cut that probably would work. And so if you're thinking about doing something that is not on the topic list that you see on here, double check with me and make sure that it's going to fit what I'm hoping you accomplish with your persuasive research essay. But it is likely that it will, and that I will allow that topic. Now, if you go to one of these topics, let's go to electoral college, for instance. Then what you're going to see is this overview article. And this overview article, think of this as like an academic, well-researched Wikipedia page. It's going to give you the background, and it's going to give you the two sides, and it's going to be very balanced. Going down further, you're going to see featured viewpoints, primary sources, magazines, references, images, news, biographies, videos, academic journals, infographics, audio, and websites. There are just going to be so many things in all of these that'll be super useful. Featured viewpoints are the editorial style articles, but they're more robust. So these are academically relevant articles written by advocates for various sides of the issue, professors, sometimes editorialists for newspapers, but they basically, and you could tell from the headings here, these are the top, most current, recent news articles that give you an opinion. Now, they will have research that will be very helpful to you. These other viewpoints articles are all the ones that didn't make the top 12. Some of them are a little bit older. You could see this one's 2012 versus all of these are 2019. Then going down, you're going to have reference articles, biographies. Obviously, some of these may or may not be relevant. Reference articles are like the old encyclopedia entries. Infographics, where you can get some graphic representations of polls or parts of the country that favor certain sides of this issue. Primary sources, you can actually read the amendments that deal with the Electoral College or data. And then there are images, videos, and audio. And a lot of the audio clips, like for instance, those of you who listen to NPR know All Things Considered is the NPR program over various topics of the day. You could listen to various newscasts about your issue. And so if you get a little bit tired of reading, these are legitimate sources too. You also can watch various videos about the topic. And so if the reading gets overwhelming, I encourage you to go into these videos or audio files. You also have magazine and news articles, and you can see the New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, Over here, you're going to see like National Review is a conservative magazine, Newsweek, Time magazine, things like that will be over here. And they'll basically be in most current first. So you can see this one is about right now. I'm taping this and on April 1st, and this is an article that's going to come out on April 3rd, I guess. So that's pretty interesting. Academic journals are going to be really intense articles, but will give a lot of really good information. And then you have websites, and these websites are various advocacy groups, and they also might include government organizations that deal with this issue. So you could go to this. This is probably, if you go to these, it'll give you a little bit of an overview of what they're about. And you could see that it basically says what side they're on, maybe, or what they do. And then you can go to their website. These parts are not as interesting, so we're going to go past this. And I'm going to go to the overview article at the very top and show you where you should start. So I would go to this overview article, click read more, and you have a great article here giving you all of the details, under 2,000 words usually. You could see that it even summarizes main ideas, and it's got some stuff, but it's not completely overwhelming. So I would read through this. The cool thing is at the bottom, these sources are already cited for you. You could just copy and paste them. You're going to want MLA 8th edition, and you could just put them in your Works Cited page if you end up using it. So the cool thing about this is there's a couple of tools that are useful. So let's say that you think that you're going to need this quote here about how the Electoral College essentially works. You can highlight in any color. So let's say yellow is neutral facts, green is in your side, blue is in the other side. And I say this is a neutral fact. And then I can write a note, and my note here could be how many electoral votes needed. And now I have that quote for my paper, and I can use that in the future. Now let's say that I go down here, weaknesses of the Electoral College, and this survey kind of shows that the Electoral College isn't as popular. Let's say that's on my side, and I put that here, and this is a poll over popularity of the Electoral College, and I'll save that. Now, the cool thing is you can highlight all of this, and so I would encourage you to go through, highlight, color code to your heart's content. Afterwards, you can save this to your Google Drive. So if you save this to your Google Drive, it's going to keep your notes, it's going to keep your highlighting, and it's going to keep the citation for you. And there's a link up at the top here. There's also going to be a link at the bottom. So I'm going to click this link, and it's going to save it to my Google Drive. And they're going to create a folder in your Google Drive after you sign in, and they're going to ask you for permission. But it's going to say documents have been sent to Google Drive and will appear shortly. So I click OK, and then I'm going to go to my Google Drive and just show you how powerful this tool is. And if you go to the Google Drive, I'm here on my drive, and this is the one that just got here. But I'm going to go to the Gale in Context Opposing Viewpoints, and I've saved a few articles here playing with this again to remind myself. And you could see I was looking at capital punishment. But let's look at this Electoral College one. And if you double click on it, you could see that my highlighting is still there. And if you go to open in Google Docs, it's not only going to open up the file, if the internet works here, but it's going to give you a really good overview of all of your notes here at the bottom. So I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, and you're going to see it gives you all your highlighted passages. And so you don't have to reread the article hunting for a quote. You could just go to where you highlighted, and of course, if you didn't highlight, you're like, man, that quote isn't enough, then you can go back and find the yellow part, and you can read around it. And so that's how this can be really powerful. It'll save everything you do. And of course, if you decide to change topics or what have you, you can always delete these out of your Google Drive. So that is the basic overview of how to use the Opposing Viewpoints database. I encourage you to play with it. Next week, you'll have some assignments to actually dig into this, but hopefully this video allows you to do your topic exploration and get a head start. Thank you.